Hey everyone, in this video, I'm going to share a really interesting progression that I saw in a client. Client came to me feeling absolutely exhausted, having no energy for themselves, no energy for their marriage, for their kids, for their career, completely exhausted. In checking the chakras, there was one thing that really stood out, and that was that the stomach chakra was completely collapsed. Now, that's not a belly button, that is a collapsed chakra. So I asked, well, why do you think you're so exhausted? Sometimes these questions just come to mind. And then they went on to explain how they had to take care of their mom, who needed so much attention and so much care. Okay, well, that made a lot of sense. The mother had passed, and this person was devastated, and yet their main reason for coming to see me was the absolute exhaustion. So as we worked with this individual's chakra, we noticed that it began to grow wider. The spiral began to grow wider. And then it began to present as a wide vortex. And that vortex got wider and wider. And then interestingly, it collapsed again into a spiral, kept working with it, all within one session, and then it began to telescope. And it began to get longer and longer and longer until it was almost full length. And that's where we stopped. What this progression showed me was we were actually going back in time as to what happened. Let me just summarize this for you. First, we had a chakra anomaly that was a complete collapse. Then we had one that was a flat spiral. Then we had one that was wide, and then even wider. Then it was flat again, and then it became normal. Now, this is the really fascinating thing about working with chakras. It's like you're going back in time. Originally, the chakra was quite healthy. Then what happened? The individual learned that their mom needed care and a lot of care. And so what that did was allowed their heart to just expand. And this person gave so much. The wide chakra means being overly generous. It also means giving more than you're receiving. Now, giving the more than you're receiving does not mean that you give, but the other person doesn't give. It has nothing to do with how much the other person gives. Even if the person's mom was completely incapacitated and couldn't express any love at all, a person who is able to receive love can receive love no matter what. So what is showing here was that the person was just giving and giving and giving and not practicing how to receive. And so then that all that giving, the person was getting tired. And so the capacity to give became less. The chakra went from a big wide chakra to a smaller wide chakra. And then it just collapsed. It collapsed into a spiral because there wasn't enough energy or resources to keep it forward. And then over time, it just collapsed completely into essentially a non-functional chakra. This is how it works. Whenever you're working with a chakra and you're noticing how it moves from one shape to another, every chakra shape has a meaning. And if you can chart the different shapes that the chakra shows you, it will take you back in time. It will show you the progress the story, you might say, of what happened, just like the story that I kind of just showed you right here. And this is just one example. You can see by working with the chakra how that story unfolds and why the person in this case came to me just absolutely exhausted. Stomach chakra is about self-esteem, self-empowerment, self-identity, and this person had lost all of that. I do have to say that something very similar was going on in the heart chakra and also in the sacral chakra, but I'm just giving you the example of what was going on in the stomach chakra because that progression just seemed a lot more interesting to share. So after the session, the person was feeling so much better about themselves. They actually felt that they had more energy. So this is just one of the benefits of working with the chakras. By applying and working with my applied chakra analysis method, it's where we learn to evaluate, assess, and correct anomalies in the 7 different parts of chakra anatomy. The macro vortex here is just one part of the entire chakra system. And once you learn that entire chakra system, then you realize that all of energy medicine has a context. It has a way that you can, with focus and specificity, evaluate and then reevaluate to see how well your methods, no matter what they are, have had an impact, to measure how well your methods have worked, how well have they been received. And then you take that feedback, you adjust what you do, how your approach is, you apply some of the chakra correction methods along with whatever approach you use, and you can give your clients the absolute best energy healing experience possible. I'm Isabelle Morton. I'm the founder of the Gemstone Therapy Institute, and I have a keen interest in energy medicine because healing gemstones are all about energy medicine. And to explain how they work needs a context, and that context is the chakra system. If you'd like to learn more, check my profile for a link. I have a free report called The 7 Parts of Chakra Anatomy and What Happens When They Fail. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up and share it with someone that you love. Bye for now. See you in the next one.